Let's talk about the Pfizer CEO. This is terrifying. If you guys haven't seen this clip, the Pfizer CEO, Albert Bourla, Bond villain, by the way. He just needs a railroad track and Natasha, and he's there. You'll see what I mean. He said that people spreading misinformation, meaning people spreading information he doesn't like, about vaccines are, quote, criminals. This is very scary.
There is a very small part of professionals which they circulate on purpose misinformation so that they will mislead those that they have concern. Those people are criminals. They're not bad people. They're criminals because they literally costed millions of lives.
And should be treated as criminals as well.
Think about that. And by the way, who determines what is misinformation? 4 companies. Yeah. Alphabet, Google, YouTube, right? Same company. Facebook, Twitter. You can maybe throw an Apple in there. Think about that for a second. They should be treated as criminals. That means everyone in this room. That means my doctor.
Yeah.
That means the doctor who told my wife, who, by the way, you all know the story, GBS, right? I had to leave a show early because she was paralyzed from the waist down after a routine anesthesia was administered. Yeah. So what? All of them need to be jailed because you said there's no valid reason. Think of how terrifying this is. Let's just look at some of Pfizer's worst crimes. All references available at louderwithcarter.com in the description. In 2009, a $2.3 billion with a B fine they had to pay for the biggest fraudulent marketing campaign ever.
They also are the number one, right, of fines in history.
They're horrible.
Medical company, right?
Well, I'll list a few. Another one in 2009, because $2.3 billion wasn't enough. $331 million for bribery. What? 2012, $55 million for drug and equipment safety violation. 2013, $490 million for unapproved promotion of medical products. 2013, $250 million fine for unapproved promotion of medical products. They did it again. They didn't learn their lesson in the same year. That's not a typo. The same year. $490 unapproved promotion. Hey, they said, hey, you have to stop approving those medical products because that's actually not the science. He's like, but I do follow science. Okay, I have learned my lesson. He went out a revolving door, came back in like, now it's $257 million. What? Come on! 2016, $784 million for a False Claims Act. 2016, again, $371 million for False Claims Act. 2019, another $41 million. So the point is here, look, and I'm not saying that there aren't two sides to every $2 billion fine you have to pay.
Yeah, sure.
But this guy's just an asshole. Can I just be clear about, we're at a certain point, we're beholden to these people. Here's something else that he said, though. So everyone was talking about the criminal comment, and they should. But there was something else, and Tokunawan pointed this out when I was watching the clip. Really? They're kind of separated from each other, but it's important to note. He does this under the guise of, it's a democratic process, and then sort of feathers out into some completely undemocratic institutions. So this tells you where this professional criminal's mindset is.
What we are seeing, it is what democracy is all about. People should have an opinion. You are not in a situation that you can ban people from saying what they believe. So when people are saying what they believe, they are people that believe differently. So that it's regular that will lead to some confusion. Eventually, we have processes in a democracy. The process is the FDA that will approve or not a product. The process is the CDC that will issue a recommendation or not.
Okay.
Those things have happened. And right now, we are already rolling out the boosters to those that they want them. And I believe that will be very successful.
Oh, by the way, I just got in my DeLorean. 2022, they have to pay $492 million for false claims about boosters. What? Oh, you're such a stickler. So what is democratic about the FDA and CDC? Think about that for a second. Yeah. He said democratic process. This is the problem when people talk about the swamp. You often think about people, like the Dick Durbins of the world, or you think about the Schumers of the world. And granted, I understand that too. They're incredibly irritating. But
safest word you could use.
The issue here is you have so many appointed people in positions of authority who've never been elected. Remember, the CDC was the reason for extending the rent moratorium. The CDC was now all of a sudden in charge of national security because of the health issues. Right? And all of a sudden, people who aren't elected. are in charge of all these issues. So let me give you an example. Democratic process. The FDA commissioner, Janet Woodstock, appointed by Biden. Her salary is $370,000+. The CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, making over $200,000. That's not including benefits. And of course, who could forget the NIAID director, Anthony Fauci, completely unelected, and he's the highest paid federal employee with a multi-$100,000 salary. So yes, this democratic process. What do you mean by that? Atheist oligarchy.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.